What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another FPL video on the channel. And in today's one we are looking at my team selection for game week 17. But of course, before we do get into that, let's have a quick update on how we performed in game week 16. And as you guys can see, we had an absolute stinker. We only managed to get 43 points, which meant I got a red arrow down to 1 million. And to be honest with you guys, at the moment things are not looking good. I keep going up and down. Like 1 week I get a green arrow, the next week I'm back down on a red arrow to 1 million. I can't build any sort of consistency, and yeah, things are not looking good at the moment. Game week 16 was terrible. Nuri got a red card, Welbeck didn't play, Captain Cole Palmer flopped massively. It was a diabolical game week. But with that being said, we already spoke about that in my reaction video for game week 16. So with that being said, we are not going to waste too much time talking about it. Long story short, we had a stinker. It was a horrible game week. But with that being said, let's go ahead now and look at my game week 17 confirmed transfers. Alright, so guys, as you can see on your screens right now, these are the two confirmed transfers I have made for game week 17. I've taken out Ryan Nuri and bought in Tony Robinson, and I've also taken out Emil Smith-Rowe and bought in Amad Diallo. So these are the two moves I've made with my two free transfers. So with that being said, first things first, look, Nuri had to go. It's as simple as that, right? He got a red card, so he's going to miss the next game. And also, the fixtures coming up for Wolves are absolutely terrible. And to be honest with you guys, Wolves' defense is absolutely shocking. And Nuri as an FPL asset was an absolute bum. It's as simple as that, guys. So he had to go, right? It was a no-brainer for me. He had to go this week. And with that being said, I really do just feel like Robinson was the perfect player to bring in, to be honest with you. It may be a template move. I know a lot of people seem to be making this move, but I think they're making the move for a reason, and I just think it makes sense to bring in Robinson now with the fixtures coming up, with the attack and threat that Robinson does have. I do like him as an FPL asset. You know, Southampton at home, Bournemouth at home, Ipswich at home. 3 out of the 4 games coming up are absolutely fantastic, and even beyond that for the long term, I do like the fixtures that Fulham do have. Also, Robinson does have 6 Premier League assists so far this season, so his attack and threat is really good. Likes to get on the overlap, likes to put crosses on the in the box. Just overall, right, from a defensive point of view, but also from an attacking point of view, I like Robinson as an FPL option. So for me, it made sense, right? It was a no-brainer. I had to bring this player in. But also another move which probably you guys didn't expect. And to be fair, I don't think I expected to make this move this early, especially considering that Smith-Rowe was playing against Southampton at home, right? So look, I've taken out Smith-Rowe, I've bought in Amad Diallo. Now, look, I know Smith-Rowe had Southampton at home, but Amad Diallo was going up in price, right? Amad Diallo was going up in price, so I thought, you know what? I spoke about it in my transfer plans video, and I did say that, well, I was actually looking to bring in Amad Diallo, I think for game week 18 when Manchester United play Wolves away from home. But because I knew he was going up in price, and just looking at the form that United and Amad Diallo is in, I thought, you know what, let me just make the move now, right? Before he rises in price, because I know I'm eventually going to want Amad Diallo. And to be honest with you guys, I actually think, right, Amad Diallo, let's talk Amad Diallo, right? Because I do think he has got potential to be one of the best value players in the game, right, for FPL. Because at his price point, right, at 5.2 million, for what he's producing so far this season, it's just out of this world. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? I think his rate of returns is absolutely fantastic, right? In 9 Premier League starts so far this season, he's got 2 goals and 7 assists. So in 9 Premier League starts, he's got 9 FPL returns. And for an asset that costs 5.2 million, that's absolutely fantastic, right? I think Amad Diallo is great. And for me, my biggest concern with Amad Diallo before was, you know, is he going to be a consistent starter? Is he going to provide those 90-minute games? And he's doing that. He is doing that. I think there's enough sort of proof in the pudding to suggest that Amad Diallo is going to be one of the first names on the team sheet for Manchester United. There's enough proof in the pudding to suggest that Amad Diallo is going to get more or less 90 minutes in most games, because so far, since Ruben Amorim has been appointed, look at these minutes, bro. 90 minutes, which was under Ruud van Nistelrooy, but 90 minutes against Ipswich for Ruben Amorim's first game, then 90 minutes against Everton. He came on as a sub against Arsenal, then 90 minutes against Forest, then 90 minutes against Man City. These minutes are absolutely fantastic. And look, with Amad Diallo, now that I can trust him to get those minutes, now that I can trust him to start games, I do not doubt this man's quality. I believe he is a fantastic footballer, and as a Manchester United fan as well, it excites me to have a player in my team, in my FPL team from the team I support. And I think Amad Diallo, right, a very good technical player, can get you goals. intelligent, right? He can make the right decisions, and that's why that's why he's got 7 assists, man, because his decision making, his footballing IQ is top, and I just think he's a great talent. And with the fixtures coming up, right, that Manchester United do have Bournemouth at home, Wolves away, Newcastle at home, Liverpool's tough, but then Southampton at home, Brighton at home, Fulham, Palace, Spurs, Everton, Ipswich. I honestly believe Amad Diallo is a very, very good long-term hold. So look, for me, as I said, I could go on and on talking about this man right here, Amad Diallo, because I think he's great. And honestly, for fantasy, when you compare him to other options like Morgan Rogers, for example, like your Anton Semenyo's, all these other options, right? All these cheaper options that cost like, I don't know, 5.4 or 5.9 and below. I think Amad Diallo is better than these players, and he's outperformed them with significantly less minutes, right? Look at Rogers, for example. He's had 1,300 minutes. He's only got 6 FPL returns. Amad Diallo's got 9 FPL returns in just 880 minutes. It's absolutely ridiculous what this man is doing, and I think Ruben Amorim does trust Amad Diallo, right? So for that reason, I just love him. I love him as an FPL asset. I think he's great, and I think, you know, compared to the other players at his price point, I think he's a lot better. So yeah, Amad Diallo is in the team. That is confirmed, and I just think, yeah, he's a great FPL asset. All right, guys, so with all that being said, let's go ahead and have a look at my Game Week 17 team selection, and we'll start things off with the goalkeeper and the defense. And in goal, we've got David Raya, and then a back three of Gabriel, Robinson, and Mazraoui. Now, first things first, let's talk on Mazraoui. I've got him in the team at the moment because I do prefer the fixture of Bournemouth at home as opposed to Everton away for Chelsea, right? Because I got Levi Colwill on the bench, and I could play Levi Colwill, but I'm going with Mazraoui. However, I will say this: if we don't get confirmation on his fitness, right? If his fitness is unclear before the deadline, and we don't really know if he's going to start, and Ruben Amorim basically says that, you know, it's 50-50 with Mazraoui, and we're not sure if he's going to play, then I will just start Levi Colwill, right? But if we do get confirmation that Mazraoui is fit to play, then he will be the starting defender in my team over Levi Colwill for this week. So yeah, I think Bournemouth at home is a good fixture on paper. I think Everton away is also a really good fixture because Everton are poor defensively. However, because it's away from home, I think I'd rather back the Manchester United defense in this case, who are playing at home, as opposed to Chelsea, who are playing away from home. So yeah, that's what I'm going for Mazraoui, if he is fit to play. And then of course we've got Robinson against Southampton at home. Southampton have sacked their manager. Will there be a new manager bounce? I'm not too sure, man. I think Fulham are really, really good, especially at home. So I do expect a clean sheet and hopefully some attacking returns from Robinson. And then, of course, we do have the double Arsenal defense with Raya and Gabriel. Crystal Palace away could be a tricky game for them. But let's see what happens. I think it's always pretty tough for a top 6 side to go away to Crystal Palace. So yeah, it will probably be a challenge for Arsenal. But can they get a clean sheet? I definitely think they can. I definitely think they can get a clean sheet. So yeah, let's see what happens in that game. Arsenal also do have a Carabao Cup game as well at the time of recording. They have a Carabao Cup game today, right? Wednesday evening against Crystal Palace, funnily enough, at home. So yeah, hopefully Gabriel does get a rest. Hopefully Ray does get a rest, and they're fit to play for the weekend. But yeah, overall, I think there's a, you know, pretty good fiction. To be honest with you guys, I'm not really looking to get rid of my double Arsenal defense anytime soon. Pretty happy with both Gabriel and Raya. Pretty happy with the double Arsenal defense as a whole. So yeah, that is the defense. Let's go ahead and move on to the midfield, right? So we've got Bukayo Saka, Mohamed Salah, Cole Palmer, Gerard Bowen, and Amad Diallo. So look, first things first, I want to talk about Mohamed Salah because he is my captain for Game Week 17. For me, I actually do think he is the standout captain this game week because I think Spurs are just so poor defensively. I know they beat Southampton, right, in the last game 5-0 and played really, really well, but that was Southampton, right? All in all, the Spurs defense recently, especially as well, right, they've just, you know, been really, really poor, and Liverpool are just week in, week out, just showing what they can do, right? Going forward, Liverpool are absolutely fantastic, and they clearly are one of the best teams in the league. And Mohamed Salah is Mohamed Salah, right? I shouldn't really have to say too much on him with the season that he's having so far. For me, it's just a no-brainer. Salah up against that Spurs defense, I think he can have a field day, to be honest with you guys. So yeah, I even do prefer Mohamed Salah over someone like Cole Palmer, who's got Everton away. I think Everton away will be a lot. I think that would be trickier, man. I actually think the Everton defense, right, Chelsea playing away to Everton, I feel like that's going to be a much more of a trickier game as opposed to Liverpool playing away to Spurs. I know that might sound crazy, but yeah, Everton recently as well are showing signs of their defence being pretty solid. So yeah, I'd rather back against the Spurs defence as opposed to backing against the Everton defence. So yeah, that's why I'm going for Salah captain. Yeah, we also do have Saka against Crystal Palace as well. Again, I've got sort of no plans really, or no worries about Saka. I know he's blanked in the last 3 game weeks, but for me, I don't really want to overcomplicate things too much. I plan to just keep Saka as a long-term hold. So yeah, he's in the team once again. Cole Palmer as well, the same thing applies to him. I do plan to sort of keep Cole Palmer as a long-term hold because the fixtures are really, really good in the long term, right, for Chelsea. And the only scenario where I would get rid of sort of Palmer, Salah or Saka is if I really, if they got injured, of course, but if I had any plans to get Erling Haaland back in the side. And to be honest with you, at the moment, even though Man City are going to have sort of a good fixture run from game week 18 onwards, I still don't really have any plans to bring Erling Haaland back into my FPL team. So for that reason, I think, you know, that trio of Salah, Saka and Palmer, they're going to stay. I think they're going to stay. And because there, like I said, I don't really have any plans to really get back Haaland in the team. So yeah, with that being said, we also do have Gerard Bowen. I think he's probably got just 2 more game weeks left in my team, right? He's got Brighton at home in game week 17, and then after that, he's got Southampton away, right? So I think Bowen will be in the team for 2 more game weeks, and then I think I'm going to look to ship him off. But yeah, I think Brighton at home is a really good fixture because Brighton defensively are so poor. I've said it for the majority of the season. That Brighton defense cannot be trusted. They will give up chances and they will concede goals. I think Bowen has been looking pretty sharp in recent games. I think he was, you know, he got close to scoring in the last game against Bournemouth, but unfortunately he couldn't do it. But overall, I still am, you know, relatively happy with Gerard Bowen. You know, to own him for the next 2 games. So yeah, he won't be going anywhere, and I think, you know, Brighton at home on paper is a pretty decent fixture. And then we do have Amad Diallo, the star boy, Amad Diallo, man, against Bournemouth at home. Pretty decent fixture. Obviously, look, Smith Rowe, I took out Smith Rowe. He had Southampton at home. That is a great fixture on paper. I'm not going to lie, right? But I just think I knew I wanted Amad, so I had to bring him in. Bournemouth at home isn't the easiest fixture. However, it's still a good fixture on paper, in my opinion, especially because it is at home. So I'm expecting points from my guy, Amad Diallo, man. I think he can do the job. So let's just see what happens. Hopefully, Smith Rowe doesn't outscore Amad Diallo because that would hurt. I'm not going to lie, but yeah, for me, it had to be done because I knew I would want Amad and he was going up in price. So yeah, I made the move. It is what it is. I just think Amad Diallo is going to be a long-term hold for me anyway. But look, Bournemouth at home is a decent entry point for him. Let's see what he can do. And then we do have the double up with Strand Larsen and Alexander Isak in the forward positions. I do have Danny Welbeck on the bench currently because he is yellow flagged and I'm not really sure on his fitness. I don't know if he's going to play. But Strand Larsen, Leicester away from home. It's a good fixture on paper, but I'm not going to lie, man. Wolves cannot be trusted, right? They cannot be trusted in attack or defense, in my opinion. I'm getting pretty sick of the Wolves assets overall, to be honest. I could actually take out Strand Larsen for a -4 and bring in Raul Jimenez. That is something I am thinking about, but I'm not sure if I want to do it for a -4 just because Leicester defensively are so poor. So look, with Strand Larsen, right, this is literally his last game in my team. This is his last game in my team as a starting player, right? I might keep him for an extra game week or 2, depending on whether I take out Welbeck before him or not. But either way, this is the last time he'll be in my starting 11. If he's in the squad, it'll be on the bench. So yeah, hopefully Larsen can end on an absolute bang. I think Leicester defensively are so poor, right? Even under Ruud van Nistelrooy, they still give up a lot of chances. Yeah, we saw it in the last game as well. Against Newcastle, losing 4-0. They got absolutely battered, and you know what, to be fair, that was expected, right? Because since Ruud has been appointed, they've continued to concede a lot of chances in their Premier League, so that is no surprise. And I think Cunha will be able to play this game. I know he had his charge. If Cunha is suspended for this game, does that affect Strand Larsen as an option? I'm not too sure. Does it make it better? Does it make it worse? In all honesty, I'm not too sure. But look, let's just see what happens there. We also do have Alexander Isak against Ipswich away from home. A really good fixture again. And to be honest with you, I've got no plans to sell Alexander Isak. I think he's a great long-term hold, man. A really good long-term hold. So happy with Isak. On paper, this is a good fixture. And he is my vice-captain as well. You could argue you know, maybe he's a captaincy option. Maybe if he was at home, yes. But I just think Spurs defensively are so poor, man. I can't lie. Liverpool are really, really good going forward. So, yeah, I just prefer Salah over Isak, to be honest with you. So, yeah, look, that is the team for Game Week 17. Welbeck on the bench, Cole on the bench, Mikalenko on the bench with Fabianski as well. That is the starting 11. It looks pretty decent in my opinion. Am I confident? Absolutely not, right? The way things are going for me this season, I can't really be confident. I can only just pray at this point because, yeah, things aren't looking great for me, if we're being honest. But look, that is the team for Game Week 17, and that is going to be it for today's video. I really do hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys do think of my team down below in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys think of my transfers, right? Did I make a mistake taking out Smith Rowe for Amad Diallo? Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on feelings on that. But yeah, turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. I hope you did enjoy this video. And yeah, guys, I will catch you in the next one. But until then, I'm out. Peace.